YouTube, this is Eric here, guys, with the TRD Squad. Bringing you guys today my version of Ancient Warriors for the TCG. However, though, this replay that I'm about to show you, in case you guys was before the ban list that dropped yesterday, so I was playing Pot of Desires. Also, you can see that my opponent's playing Pot of Desires too as well. But for the most part, though, it's still kind of really relative to how the format is today, other than Pot of Desires is at 1 instead of 3. Still don't understand that hit. Don't know why Konami did it, but they did what they did anyways. But I'm going to showcase to you guys today that Ancient Warriors can still break, boards can still go second, and even though Fire Formation Tinky is at 1, the deck is still playable, still pretty fun to play with. So anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get into this video real quick. So yeah, just showcase to you guys that, Ancient Warriors is still a pretty good deck. We're going to win a rock, paper, scissors, shoot here, but we're still going to force our opponents to go first. So to start things off, we got 40 versus 40, got 11, right? That's the DB Grinder's way of saying it. Our opponent opens up really good. He has Sword Soul Emergence, which is a eroder for the deck. He has Guan Yun, which will allow him to get to Brand the Floor for a Omni Negate. Already has Tai, Power Desires, and Forbidden Chalice. This is a super good hand here. So our opponent's going to go first. First things first, activate Power Desires. Probably not the best choice. I probably would have, summoned out Guan Yun first. Or even I guess he's trying to play around Ash, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what he banishes. So our opponent banishes 1 copy of Mo Yi, Effect Failure, Ash, and Perm. So 3 hand traps, 1 circle, 2 copies of Mo Yi now. Another Imperm, Ashuna, Protos, which is banned, and now Tai. So yeah, I don't think Pod Desires. I wouldn't have started Pod Desires first, even though he did draw like another starter, but he easily could have gone Guan Yun, Effect Pitch Tai, Guan Yun make Burn the Floor. Activate Sword Soul Emergence, search Moyi, normal summon out Moyi, Moyi effect to... Okay, now I see why he activated Pod Desires first. Okay. So yeah, this was a little bit... Now I can see why our opponent did that. So yeah, this probably was a little bit more of a better way of playing it out. Well, no. Well, our opponent still could have used Sword Soul Emergence to search Tai, and then banish Tai. So normal summon out Tai, Tai effect to banish Emergence from Graveyard to make Grandmaster. Grandmaster would then add the Moyi to hand. Maybe could play it about differently, but regardless, he plays it out the way he does. I'm just going to go ahead and draw into Ecclesia, Sword Soul Blackout. Another really good card to draw into. So our opponent has basically like the perfect starting hand now. Ecclesia effect, and go sent to Graveyard, and then special summon out Moyi. That's his 3rd and final copy. Moyi effect, reveal a Sword Soul card to bring out a token. Gonna go ahead and make Grandmaster here, so he's gonna get 2 effects. So Moyi's gonna be Chain Link 2 to draw Ash Blossom. Grandmaster is gonna go and add the Sword Soul Summit, which is like a Monster Reborn. One unit effect, Pitch Tai, make Burn the Floor. Activate Summit now to bring out Tai to banish Summit. You make a token. Gonna go into like a level 8 Synchro here. Opponent made Strike of Berserk of the Tinny. And then Tai effect to send a shooter to the graveyard. So now our opponent's going to go ahead and end turn here. So he has 6 interruptions. Brand of Floor is going to be the Omni Negate. Drake of Berserk is going to banish 1 monster on the field whenever I activate a monster effect. Grandmaster is just a monster negate. But he does have Forbidden Chalice, which is another form of interruption, which is like a monster negate. The Blackout, which pops 2 cards, and then Ash Blossom and Joy Springs. 6 interruptions, not bad. So we draw into Chalice. We have 3 visits, Pod Desires, the Lu Fang, Nerval, and Tinny. Currently, I didn't have to make any changes to my current deck because I'd already dropped Pod Desires before the ban list. I just started to play something else instead. But regardless, though, this doesn't really change a thing because 1 Pod Desires is okay in the replay. First thing first, activate Chalice, get rid of Baron to Floor. Activate Tinky to search. Now, normally I search Sun Mao, but this time I search Lose 1. The reason why is because my opponent has 3 monsters, so Lose 1 is probably the better card to search here. Activate 3 visits. Normal summon out, lose 1. My opponent's gonna go and activate Blackout at this point, popping lose 1, popping 3 visits. So we won't get the 3 visits effect because it's a continuous spell, and it's not on the field on resolution, so it's negated. Now here's a misplay on my part. I go and activate 3 visits in the graveyard, and my opponent ashes it. That's a huge misplay on my part. So looking at Ash, Ash only negates when you add a card from the deck to the hand, and when you special summon from the deck, or when you send a card from the deck to the graveyard. I'm doing neither of those things. I was just going to use 3 visits to bring out the Lu Feng from hand. But my opponent ashes it, and I just go and give him the OK. So at this point, I'm forced to activate Pot of Desires here. And we draw into Guan Yun and Triple Tactics Talent, which is not really a bad draw at all. Guan Yun is going to be an easy free special summon. Now, here's another misplay on my part. I could have easily OTK'd my opponent at this point, I believe. I could have activated Triple Tactics Talents. Okay, no, first of all, I could have activated Guan Yun, or not activated, but just special summon that Guan Yun. Triple Tactics Talents, I could have taken either Baron de Floor or taken Drake Berserker the Tinny. And then special summon out Lu Feng, and then just OTK'd my opponent that way. I'm sorry, I could have activated Lu Feng's effect to pop a card too as well. So that would have cleared out Burn the Floor, and then I would have had a monster with 3,000 attack, 28 and 25. Yeah, that would have been game easily. However, though, I choose to draw 2. So, misplay on my part. So we draw into Imperm, and we draw into Zhang Day, which is not a bad draw at all either. So now I'm going to special summon out Guan Yu, special summon out Lu Feng, and then I'm going to go and activate Zhang Day's effect. So my opponent could have, right here at this point, he could have activated Draco Berserker's effect to go ahead and banish 1 card on my field, but he chooses not to, allows it to go through. Now, had he chained Draco Berserker's effect, I would have just chained Lu Feng's effect to that, and then just popped one of these cards. So anyways, I go into battle phase. Zhang Day does gain 300 attack for each monster my opponent controls, so he's at 3,300. I attack Zhang Day into Drake Berserker. My opponent activates Chalice, targeting his Berserker, giving it 400 more attack. So I take 100 life point damage. Zhang Day goes to the graveyard. I'm going to go into main phase 2, activate Lu Feng's effect here. Just going to go ahead and pop, I believe we pop Burn the Floor. Yeah. Pop Burn the Floor, and then we're going to make double Dragon Lords with Loyal and Lu Feng. And here's another misplay on my part again. So I'm going to go and activate double Dragon Lord's effect, sending Tinky to the graveyard to bounce Berserker back to the hand. And I completely forgot to add, since we did properly link summon double Dragon Lords, I had the ability to add 1 Ancient Warrior monster from my deck to my hand. I was going to add Sun Mouse, I could have something for next turn. Huge misplay on my part, but oh well. My opponent draws into Vishuda, which is a really good card. He's going to have to go into like Monk of the Tinny, and then he has a Shuna in graveyard, so a very good draw there. He's going to activate Vishuna here. Now, I could have activated double Dragon Lord and bounced Vishuda back to hand, but I decided for him to make the link first, and then on summon of the link, quick effect, activate double Dragon Lord. I'm going to go and send Nerval to the graveyard. Monk goes back to the extra deck. And then we get Nerval effect in the graveyard, allowing me to add Fractal to hand. So I add Fractal because he's a Beast Warrior, and he can, I can link him off for another Ancient Warrior on my next turn. Now, I think my opponent misplays here, or maybe he just only plays 2 copies of Taie, I don't know. So we know that he banished 1 copy of Taie here. Or is it at? Yeah. Here we go. 1 copy of Taie. We know 1 copy's in the graveyard. So I don't know if he plays 2 copies. But he has Long Yuan. Long Yuan has no way to be special itself out from the hand right now. He also couldn't add any more Taies because he banished the other copies. I'm sorry, Mo Yis. So I don't know if it's a misplay here though, regardless. No, so Imperm wouldn't have worked anyways. So had he had another Worm card in hand, yeah, he could have brought out Long Yun and then maybe made the level 10 Synchro Sword Soul card. But yeah, or had he brought out Taie, I still had Imperm here, so this would have negated Taie's effect to make a token. Taie has 1800 attacks, so he would attack over double Dragon Lord, but I would still have Fractal in hand for my next turn, which I think would have been game. Unfortunately, my opponent does scoop at this point, and he can't bring along Yun, and I didn't draw the last card to see what I would have. So yeah, I just want to showcase you guys this. Though I'm not going to go through all 3 duels. Just want to showcase you guys that Ancient Warriors can still pretty much break decks, and can still break boards, and it's still really pretty decent deck to play with. Anyways, guys, here's my deck profile. Start things off for running the 1 copy of Zuch Kong, the 1 copy of Lu Zuan. So I believe Lu Zuan's a really good card. Unfortunately, though, we don't see. Well, maybe in this format, we're not gonna see. We might see like Eldritch prevailing. True Draco might come out of hiding finally, and be a deck to compete with. The skill drain at 3 plus Monarchs Erupts at 3. That's going to help out True Draco quite a bit. And when it comes to like True Draco, they usually just have one monster on field because they only play like 6 in them. No, they only play like 7 in the main deck unless they're playing a Spectre border. Eldritch usually plays no monsters until they bring out Eldritch. They usually do that with the Sanguine. So lose one, I believe a one copy is enough because lose one's effect is only really good if your opponent has more monsters than you do. If your opponent has 2 monsters and you have like Guan Yun in hand and you special summon out Guan Yun, normal summon out lose one. There's really no point in doing that because you can activate lose one's effect. So I do believe lose one at 1 might be pretty good. Now if the format shapes up to where we see like really heavy monster boards, then yeah, might bump this up to 2. But for now, I think 1's enough. 3 copies of Sun Mount because he's good whether you're going first or second. 3 copies of Lu Fang because it's a free special summon. The one saying Day, maybe I might bump this up to 2 because I'm usually always trying to search this card. And if I open it up, with Sun Mao or something like that, or even like a Fractal allows you to go into Ancient Warriors, like Zhang Day, it's a really easy card to bring out afterwards. 3 copies of 3 visits. This is the only Ancient Warrior spell card I'll ever play until the new one comes out. And speaking of the new cards, I'm just going to showcase you guys real quick the new cards. I don't believe this was the best support, but it's not bad support either. I think what this deck really needed was like a searcher for the deck. Even though 3 visits searches, but you need something like to search your starters. Like we have no way of searching Sun Mao other than Tenki. So in reality, we have, if you're just going to play Ancient Warriors, you honestly just have like one starter with one way to search it. That's basically it. So yeah, I believe that we could have had a little bit better support. With that being said, though, when these cards come out, I'm going to pick them up because they're honestly really, really good, but they're not what the deck really needed. But anyways, yeah, that's just my rant for the day. Going on, we're playing 2 carries, 3 Nerval, 1 Kit, 3 Fractal. I like this ratio right here. It's really good. And the tri-brigade engine has always been good for Ancient Warriors. Playing the 1 Tinky, of course. I wish this card was at 3. I know a lot of people say it's a Rhoda. Rhoda's at 1 too, so why not make this card at 1? However, though, this card's a continuous spell. It has multiple outs, unlike Rhoda. For example, like Cosmic Cycle and Twin Twister. Outs this card. 3 copies of Imperm, 3 copies of Guan Yun, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Twin Twister, 3 Alpha, 3 Triple, and 3 Chalice. Alpha the Masterpiece is a really good card. Before this, I was playing Kaiju. However, though, I found out that playing Ancient Warriors, even though it is an OTK deck, you always struggle to completely OTK your opponent going second. And Alpha the Masterpiece just kind of helps out with that. Because if you Kaiju your opponent's monster, your opponent still has one more monster you got to deal with. However, if you have Alpha the Masterpiece, if your opponent has multiple monsters, you can special summon out Alpha the Masterpiece, bounce 1 card back to hand, and then continue, and then you can bring the Alpha the Masterpiece back again, because the special summon effect is not on once per turn. Also, I like Alpha the Masterpiece because if you have 2 copies in your hand, like if you're going second and you open up 2 copies, and your opponent has multiple monsters that have, that if they have a total of more than 3,000 attack, you can bring out both copies, which gives you 2 level 8s, and you have 6,000 attack. So yeah, Alpha the Masterpiece I think is a little bit better than Kaiju's for now, especially because we're not seeing Dragoon too much in the meta. And who knows, that might change. But yeah, Alpha the Masterpiece, really good card. Absolutely love it, and it's honestly relatively budget now. I think with the reprints, it's like $1 to $2 a copy, so it's not too much to pick up. And I'm not playing any hand traps in the main deck because of the fact that, it's kind of hard to like play too many hand traps because one, they conflict with Lu Fang. Also, I feel like hand traps aren't doing too much in the meta. Like, maybe Lancia for sure is gonna be really good against like PK. I'd rather still have that as a side deck option. Joel Logbrow playing for Drytron. Who knows if Drytron's even gonna be a thing now with Ava to 1. Nibiru, Sword Soul can play around Nibiru. What else can play around Nibiru? Virtual World can play around Nibiru because they can go to make Crystal Wing. PK can play around Nibiru if they're playing Dragoon. So that's the reason why I'm not playing a bunch of side deck cards. I'm mostly just playing cards that will help me go first. I'm not sorry, they'll help me go second. And also maybe help me go first, except for like, these 2 cards here. But yeah, I'm just playing break my board type cards rather than hand traps. For the side deck, 2 Revolts, 2 Kids, 3 Lancia, 3 Nibiru, and 3 Draw. But this might change. Other than Lancia is going to stick around. Might drop these two for something else. Who knows? We'll just see how the meta goes from here on out. One copy of Red Reboot. This card might be started. I might start maining this card and maybe drop like maybe drop like a Guan Yu or drop an Alpha here. Don't know, but or maybe I just might keep it at 41. Who knows? Yeah, but Red Reboot for sure is going to be going in if Elish becomes a thing, which more likely will be because we're seeing on Master Duel, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see here in the TCG. And then the one Twin Twister because this deck really struggles against back row decks. For the main extra deck, we're playing 3 copies of Double Dragon Lord, which is a must, 2 copies of Baron, the 1 Silver, the 1 Omen, the 1 Link Karibo, the Almirage, Avermax. If you don't want to play Avermax, you can play something else. Avermax is a pretty good card still. A lot of decks struggle to out it. The 1 copy Bear Brew, and then I'm trying this out right now. So before these 3 cards, I was playing the Samorg Link, and I would play the Windbearer statue card inside my side deck. And I would do that just in case my opponent would make me go first. But now the Samorg Link 3 got banned, so I swapped it around and I was like, well, I'm playing Alpha Master Beast to level 8. Lu Fang's also level 8, so I can easily make Draglubion. So my thought behind it was that if I can help clear my opponent's board, if my cards can clear my opponent's board, and if I have 2 level 8s, I can play OTK a lot easier that way. So I'm going to try these 3 cards out for now. And I haven't really tested it. This is just the theory that I have here, but maybe it might work, maybe it might not. Who cares? But it's also going to give me like a spell trap negate. Yeah, I'm going to try it out for now, see how it goes. Anyways, guys, it's been it for my deck pro. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed the replay video as well. Ancient Warrior, still a pretty good deck. Probably going to get even better with these 2 cards. Like I said, not the best support, but at least we got some support. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button down below. And once again, guys, please subscribe to my channel. It's just a way to support me, support my channel as well. And it gives me motivation to continue making content for you guys. I know I haven't done a lot of videos in the past. Like I said, I just moved into my house. Me and my family just moved into our new home. We've been remodeling. We've been still trying to get situated here, so we just haven't had a lot of time now. But yeah, I'm still going to continue making YouTube videos. So hopefully I can get more of that done. I do have like a Mutant Thunder video on the works now that ETL is at 3. So if you wanna see that, go and subscribe to my channel so that way you stay you get notified whenever I release a new video. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.